Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sweet Johnson Stadium on the campus of North Eugene High School as we get ready to bring you Roseburg Dr. Stewart's baseball here in the Papa's Pizza Tournament. Doc Stewart's going to be taking on Showtime Baseball today as we get ready for day one action here in Eugene. Another tournament weekend coming up for the Docs as we get ready to celebrate our Independence Day coming up on Monday. We'll be working all the way through there, hopefully getting a chance to play on Championship Sunday coming up this weekend. But it all starts out today. The Docs coming off of a showing in the Coach K Classic last week where they made a run all the way to the championship game and were in the lead until the bottom of the seventh when a solo home run sent the Idaho Falls Bandits to the win on top of the Doc Stewarts. A two-run shot to finish it out. Quite the finish to the ball game there. It was something new for yours truly. Had never seen that in person in a game I was calling, but unfortunately it goes against us. It wasn't one that we got to call and freak out about with the Docs doing it. Well, hopefully the Docs have been in championship games of tournaments twice so far this season, but have not been able to be the champion at the end of it all. So we'll see if they're able to turn that luck around here today or here this week in Eugene. We will make our way towards first pitch of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show here as we count down towards the matchup against Showtime Baseball. Just a quick note that today's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. You'll find our channel there. You can follow Docs Baseball throughout the summer with us on our YouTube station. So catch all the action there with us as we get ready for today's matchup. The schedule changed from what we had originally posted, so if you were paying attention earlier on in the season to what might be coming up this weekend, game times have changed. It looks like the Docs they'll play two today, and it's going to be back-to-back, so it's pretty much a true doubleheader for the Docs today against two different teams. And then the rest of this tournament, they'll be playing right around 11 o'clock for pretty much every game. They'll have 11:20 or 11 o'clock start times for all their games leading into Championship Sunday coming up. So expect a lot of morning baseball for you here on The Score over the next few days of the tourney. We are doing the video stream. It is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship of Docs Baseball on the video stream throughout the tourney, and we expect to be able to do that here throughout the entire tournament for you in Eugene. Quick note as well, no head coach Jeremiah Robbins with the team here today. Apparently back at home, and we hope to see him here again real soon. I imagine he's probably tuning in to catch the game at some point, unable to be with the team here today. But hopefully catch up with Coach Robbins here in the near future. We don't have a pregame interview here today. Been scrambling a little bit to try and get everything all set up and ready to go for us. We will have an interview with Ever Lamb coming up in between games today to help us fill some time getting ready for game two. So look forward to a conversation with Ever Lamb coming up in between our games today. Doc Stewart's take on Showtime Baseball, a traveling team with players from kind of all over the place. They're based out of Vancouver, but they've got guys from the Portland metropolitan area, guys out of Eugene at Sheldon High School, a couple of Washington guys in this roster. So they are a little all over the place for their roster makeup. But they put together a traveling team that should be a pretty good test for the Doc Stewarts here today as they begin play in the Papa's Pizza Tournament. Docs played in this one last year, get a chance to come back up here to Eugene for this one again. A long-time tournament that the Emerald Challengers now, they have combined clubs with Springfield to become the Emerald Challengers, no longer just the Eugene Challengers, but they have been the host of this tournament for a long time, and they welcome in everybody again here for today's matchups as well as for this week's tourney. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break as we count down towards the first pitch of today's ball game. We'll take a look at kind of where things have been for the Doc Stewarts and what's on the horizon for them as we get you ready for today's matchup. Docs Baseball here for you this morning on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on Fourth United Scores YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride.
Top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Counting down to the start of today's ball game, Doc Stewart's taking on the Showtime baseball team out of the Vancouver area. Their home base up there. They've got a north and south team, got another one up in, sounds like northern Washington, where their second base is. A program that's been around for since the early 2000s that has produced a lot of talent up there and a lot of opportunities for young men to continue to hone their craft in the sport of baseball. Well, as for the Doc Stewarts, coming off of that loss against Idaho Falls last Sunday down in Medford at Harry and David Field, final score in that one, 3-2. Everland, unfortunately, taking his first loss of the season. I got the chance to catch up with him prior to the ball game, and we'll have that interview coming up in between games today as we continue our series of player interviews with the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. I had to ask him about that to start things off, so stay tuned for that answer to find out what he thought about giving up a game-winning home run if that had ever happened to him before. Unfortunately, that is the way the tournament ended for the Docs in a very well-played game against a quality team in Idaho Falls that has been the World Series champion, American Legion World Series champion the last two times, back in 2019 and then again in 2021. They were your World Series champs. So Doc Stewart's up against some quality competition there and came up just a bit short, a couple of pitches away from possibly winning that game. Docs are 10-6 on the season. They go 4-1 in that tournament there in Medford. Docs played 13 games over a 12-day stretch, had the last couple of days off. They were able to kind of get away from things, it sounded like, for a little bit. Monday and Tuesday were off days from games. I'm sure they still got some practice time in for the boys as they get ready for this tournament here in Eugene. Docs will be playing hopefully through Sunday. You've got to finish top three in your pool to make it to Sunday, it looks like, in the tournament schedule. And then for the Doc Stewarts from there, we get ready for league play getting started next week. Docs will be taking on Medford coming up next week to begin Area 4 play. Now, Area 4 is quite diminished this year. It's Roseburg, Medford, and this Eugene Springfield club, the Emerald Challengers, that are hosting the tournament here today. So it's a little bit of a diminished league schedule. They will be playing Klamath Falls in there as well, but Klamath Falls not officially playing Legion baseball this summer, so not technically a league matchup for the Doc Stewarts. But that gets started coming up next week as we are only a couple of weeks away from the American Legion AAA State Tournament, which will be hosted by your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts down in Roseburg at Champion Car Wash Field coming up later on in the month of July. All right, the coaches have met at home plate and have exchanged their lineup cards. We're getting ready for the lineups to get announced out there, the teams to get announced, and our national anthem just right around the corner. This has been your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. We'll have a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups after the national anthem as we get this one underway on an overcast day in Eugene. A lot of clouds out there. Temperatures much cooler than what we experienced last weekend and last week down in Medford. Expecting temperatures to reach the upper 70s today. Not expecting to hit the 70s until probably our second game of the day is when the clouds will start to burn off and things heat up a little bit. So real comfortable, nice day for some baseball here, especially after the heat we had last week. I'm sure all the players out there are excited about the opportunity to not be sweating their tails off throughout the baseball game. I'm Joey Kieran. It's great to be back with you after a couple of days off. Let me tell you, I took advantage of it, really unplugged for a couple of days, and that has me scrambling a little bit to get things ready. I probably took a little too much time off. Should have done a little bit more preparation for today, yesterday. But nonetheless, we're on the air, and we're ready to go, and we are just about there for first pitch of today's ball game. We'll get you a look at Showtime Baseball when we come back after the national anthem. Here from Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene on the campus of North Eugene High School, the home of the Highlanders. We are getting ready for today's matchup. I don't want to take our break too early for the national anthem. No anthem, so let's go ahead and get that 2-minute break in here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My name's Chris. 2016, I got lymphoma stage 3 cancer and went through radiation for 6 months. I was exhausted all the time, and that's when I found One Peak Medical. My family life got better because I was more attentive and more energy. Because of One Peak Medical, I'm back doing everything I love to do.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here at Sweet Johnson Stadium at North Eugene High School in Eugene. It is just about time to get this one underway. On the mound will be Evan Corbin, the right-hander for Roseburg. The Doc Stewarts will face a lefty to lead things off as Evan Corbin misses high and away. So a 1-0 count for the leadoff man, Cohen Buck, who will foul off a pitch to make it a 1-1 count as we welcome you here to Doc Stewart's Baseball against Showtime. 1-1 pitch from Evan Corbin will hit the, nope, just misses the outside corner, low and outside to the lefty, Cohen Buck. We'll take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup when you're looking to build your best defense. Call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. At the plate, Cohen Buck, the left fielder, left-handed batter. Takes low and inside to take the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man for Showtime. Coached by Jeff Rubino. Foul ball for Cohen Buck. I guess they got a lot of coaches here. Did they tell you who the head coach was, Bill? Ball 4 taken for Cohen Buck. Jeff Rubino, Will Myers, Billy Hayes, and Mike Nowak. Those are your coaches here for Showtime Baseball. So Cohen Buck draws a leadoff walk to begin the ball game. He'll get on at first. That brings up Zach Kaufman, the second baseman. Running through the rest of the lineup, Taylor Langworthy, the first baseman, will bat third, followed by Colby Majewski, the third baseman, and Nathan Dixon, the right fielder. Your top 5 hitters there. There's a ball fouled away by Kaufman. The extra hitter. They have got 10 hitters in this lineup. Patrick, runner going, ball fouled away here again. Again, he wasn't on our roster initially. So it's an 0-2 count. It was Ryan Prescott. Ryan Prescott is our extra hitter. Another foul ball for Zach Kaufman as Evan Corbin is peppering the strike zone. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Kaufman will go down. First strikeout for Evan Corbin in the ball game. And that strikeout presented by One Peak Medical. Visit onepeakmedical.com to book your appointment today. They are accepting new patients, and they are covered by most insurances. Taylor Langworthy will bat, the first baseman. Bats in the 3 spot. Again, then it's Majewski, the third baseman, batting cleanup. Dixon, the right fielder, batting 5th. And Ryan Prescott, the extra hitter, batting 6th. So first pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Langworthy. In the 7 spot is Austin Stallwick. He'll be the DH for the starting pitcher. Braden Getch, the center fielder, batting 8th. Hitting 9th is Cannon Bauman, the shortstop. As a ball well hit out towards left field, and that ball is gone. We've got an early home run over the short porch out in left field. 320 out there, and that one over the fence for Taylor Langworthy. A 2-run shot to get today's ball game underway. So a round tripper for Langworthy. Coffey's not even kicking in yet, and he's sending balls over the fence. It's a 2-0 lead for Showtime. And the bases are empty with 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Colby Majewski will bat. He is the third baseman. I believe I still have one last hitter to tell you about here. Cannon Bowman, the shortstop, batting 9th. And then the 10 hitter, as they get an extra hitter, Hunter Allen, the catcher, will be the last one up. Had to create a whole new spot in my lineup card for him because I didn't have spot for 10 batters. First pitch, strike 1 from Evan Corbin. A breaking ball slices in against Majewski. He swings through the second pitch for strike 2. Evan Corbin on the mound. Behind the plate is Knox Hubbard. Get you a run through the defense here for the Docs. That ball well struck up in the air, but not going to have the distance to get out of the ballpark. It'll be Eli Jacobs in left field with the catch. And there are 2 down.
The right fielder, number 15, Skip Dixon.
That'll bring up Skip Dixon, the right fielder. Dixon, first pitch from Corbin, in for a strike. The 0-1 pitch from Corbin. Swung on and missed again by Dixon. So it's Hubbard behind the plate for the Docs here today. Out at first base, Daniel Withers. At second base, Sebastian Watson. At shortstop, Cade Johnson. At third base is Jordan White. 0-2 count. And the hitter calling time before the next pitch. Out in the outfield from left to right, Eli Jacobs, Carson Dunn, and Dominic Tourn. Your three outfielders for Roseburg here in today's game against Showtime. 1-2 count for Evan Corbin against Skip Dixon. Dixon from Discovery High School, class of 2022. He takes outside a 2-2 count. Scattered fans throughout the grandstands back here behind home at Swede Johnson. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball back to the mound. The comebacker fielded by Corbin. Underhand flip over to Withers for the final out here in the first. A 2-run homer by Taylor Langworthy has gotten Showtime on the board. 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first, get you a look at the lineups and the defense for Roseburg and Showtime here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
So we take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup here in the bottom of the first for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. It'll be Cade Johnson, the shortstop, followed by Sebastian Watson, the second baseman. Jace Johnson, the DH, will bat third, followed by Daniel Withers at first base, batting cleanup. In the 5 spot, Dominic Tourn, the right fielder, followed by the left fielder, Eli Jacobs. Batting 7th, playing catcher, is Knox Hubbard. At third base, batting 8th is Jordan White. Done. That is your starting 9 for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, led by head coach Jeremiah Robbins. Not here today, so Tim Sester and Jake Whistler taking over to help lead the team today. The DH being utilized for the starting pitcher, Evan Corbin. They will face off against a right-hander on the mound. First pitch, swinging line drive to left field for Cade Johnson off of Caden Richardson. And that is a leadoff single for Cade Johnson. The shortstop will be your first hitter of the game for the Docs. Every first hit is presented by MSK True Value. Make sure that you don't swing and miss with your next home project. Head to MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. So Cade on at first. Didn't waste any time there. Taking a hack at the first pitch. Squaring to bunt now. Sebastian Watson takes the pitch for strike 1. So Sebastian will try to find a way to put Cade Johnson into scoring position. The 0-1 pitch, misses high. Still squaring to bunt was Watson. He pulled the bat back, takes that one for a 1-1 count. So on the mound, Caden Richardson. For Showtime. Line drive shot. That gets over the leaping shortstop. A base hit for Sebastian Watson. And back-to-back line drive singles for the Doc Stewarts. And they've got runners at first and second with nobody out. Game tying run now at first base, and that'll bring up Jace Johnson. Today's DH for the Doc Stewarts, batting for Evan Corbin. Caden Richardson from Pleasant Hill High School. Jace will show a bunt, takes a breaking ball high. 1-0 count for him. You can hear kids off in the distance here today. It is the Challengers Youth Camp going on, much like the Docs host theirs. They've got the Challenger Youth Camp going on right now. Johnson squares to bunt. He'll pull it back again as a pitch high and away from Richardson. And a 2-0 count here early for Jace. Runners at first and second with nobody out. They're holding the runner on out at second. Hat falls off the pitcher, Richardson, as he delivers in, and he misses again for a 3-0 count to Jace Johnson. Back behind the plate, Hunter Allen receiving the baseball. The 3-0 pitch. Again, the ball cap will fall off for Richardson, but this time he gets it in for a strike. Young man might need a bigger hat or shorter hair. One of the combination. Maybe both. 3-1 pitch coming up. Jace Johnson at the plate. Squares to bunt. First baseman charging in. Johnson pops this one up. It'll get to the netting behind home. And he'll have a full count with nobody out and the runners at first and second. Back-to-back singles on line drives by Sebastian Watson and Jace Johnson. Docs trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the first against Showtime Baseball. Three-two pitch for Richardson. That ball well hit out to left field. That might get over the head. It does. Gets over the head of the left fielder. Cohen Buck, one run will score. They're waving around a second runner. The relay throw gets away. Docs tie it up on the double by Jace Johnson. That ball carried enough over the head of Cohen Buck out in left field. Rolled all the way to the fence. And that brings in two, and the Doc Stewart's tied up. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. 2-2 ball game. And up to bat will be the cleanup man and first baseman, Daniel Withers. The youngster has been hitting very well for the Docs. He's been in foul territory down the left field side, one away. Thought maybe that might clear the hedges here at Sweet Johnson Stadium into the bullpens, but it did not. So it'll stays in the park and caught by Buck out in left field. One out. That'll bring up the lefty, Dominic Tourn, who's playing in right field. Dom takes high for ball one. One out, a 1-0 count with the game tied. Missing high and away for Richardson. 2 balls, no strikes. Out of the stretch, hits the outside corner for strike one. And I just got to wonder if the ball cap's going to fall off after every pitch for Richardson on the mound, because it sure does seem like it's going to. It just feels like pitchers have their windup, they have their stretch, they have different ways that they approach their delivery to the plate. It just feels like with the hat falling off is part of his motion. It does it again on the 3-1 pitch, and he will walk Dominic Tourn. I mean, it falls off every time, and after every pitch, he has to go and pick it up. So, you know, some guys will kind of have that long pause in the middle of their pitching windup as they deliver to the plate. Some guys, you know, they raise the hands up over their head as they go through their windup. For Richardson, it's just the hat falls off, and then you pick it up when you're done pitching. That's how it goes for him. Squaring to bunt, an attempt down the first base side. It will go foul for Eli Jacobs. Runners on the corners with one out. And the game tied 2-2. The go-ahead run at third base for the Docs. Jacobs, the left fielder, was out there when that 2-run homer by Taylor Langworthy went over the fence. All he could do was watch. The 0-1 pitch here for Richardson. Again, a bunt attempt by Jacobs fouled away for strike two. Knox Hubbard waiting on deck. Your on-deck hitter, always brought to you by Budget Lumber, where they strive to be lumber one. 0-2 pitch for Eli Jacobs with one out. Breaking ball, a tapper back to the mound. The throw goes to first. They do not try the double play for Richardson. A run will score on the ground out by Jacobs. There's two away. Docs take a 3-2 lead over Showtime.
The catcher, number
Up to
4,
second base goes to Tourn. So the Docs give up the lead in the top of the first, come back to retake it here in the bottom of the first. And now Knox Hubbard will bat with two down and a runner out at second base. The lefty against Richardson, the righty. First pitch is in the dirt, knocked down by Allen behind the plate for ball one. Tourn is the runner at second base. The shortstop, Bowman, coming over to cover. That ball hit the left field. On the run, the left fielder, Cohen Buck, is there for the catch. So the Doc Stewarts will get the game back in their favor. And we have 3 runs here in the bottom of the first. 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the second. 3-2. Docs in front of Showtime here on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Lefty to start things off for Showtime Baseball here in the top of the second inning. It'll be Ryan Prescott, the extra hitter, followed by Austin Stallwick, the DH, and then Braden Getch, the center fielder. Evan Corbin on the mound to start things off here. Will miss on the first pitch for ball one as we welcome you back here to Sweet Johnson Stadium. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled away, 1-1 count. Docs lead 3-2 after 1 inning of play. Today's game has been brought to you by Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. The 1-1 pitch, off speed, swung on and missed by Prescott from Willamette High School. Takes outside. So here at Sweet Johnson, they've made some upgrades since the last time I remember being here. The mound and home, artificial turf. It's a ball hit towards right field. Will drop in for a base hit for the lefty. Pulls it down the line. Long run for Dominic Tourn, the runner heading for second. That's a leadoff double for Ryan Prescott. So Prescott will find his way on to start things off here. So a runner at second base with nobody out. Game tying run in scoring position for Showtime. Austin Stallwick will bat, the DH. So they've got the home and the mound are both artificial turf to try and protect from that Pacific Northwest weather that we get during the spring for high school baseball. It's a pitch high, a 1-0 count for Stallwick. We all know what that's about. Everything else, though, is real grass and dirt. As the ball popped up, foul, gets out of play back behind home for strike one. Now, they don't have dirt down the first and third base lines, but the infield does have the dirt out there for all the infielders. A 1-1 pitch here for Corbin. Strike on a breaking ball. A 1-2 count. Austin Stallwick from Gresham High School, graduating this year. For the most part, most of this roster, I'd say a majority 2022, but they do have a mixture of guys from the class of 2023, 2024. A couple of guys committed to go to Clark Community College, it looks like, including the on-deck hitter, Braden Getch. Another ball in the dirt. Count goes full for Evan Corbin against Austin Stallwick. Full count pitch is in the dirt. And that is another walk issued by Evan Corbin. He has now given up 2 of them. First one came back to haunt him. That put a runner on, and then Taylor Langworthy drove him around with the 2-run homer in the first inning. So that second run got on via a walk, and then Langworthy with the home run. We'll see if that walk comes back to haunt the Docs here in the second inning. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Braden Getch will bat. He squares to bunt, takes high for ball 1. No, excuse me, strike 1. That one hitting the outside corner at the top of the zone. Braden Getch squares again. He's from Battleground, Washington. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for an 0-2 count. Out at second base, Cade Johnson, Sebastian Watson, both trying to hold the runner on out there. Evan Corbin, 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, got away from Knox Hubbard. Runners will try to advance, and Knox comes up looking to throw, but didn't have time to get it anywhere. So a pitch in the dirt will put runners at second and third now. A 1-2 pitch to Getch. Defense playing in on the grass, ball fouled away. Here in the top of the second inning, a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. A big strikeout there for Evan Corbin. That's his second strikeout in the ball game. One away, gets the first out here in the top of the second inning. Still, there's not the automatic double play option out there, so the infield will play in. And coming up to bat is the shortstop, Cannon Bauman. He'll dig into the box with the RBI opportunities out there. Second and third occupied. First pitch, a breaking ball from Corbin, hits the zone. 0-1 count. The extra hitter is Hunter Allen, the catcher. He waits on deck. High and inside for Corbin, misses. A 1-1 count here for Bauman. At third base, Ryan Prescott, the extra hitter, would be the game-tying run. Fastball missing high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch from Evan Corbin. Breaking ball. That one finds its way into the zone for strike 2. Corbin last week started in that Medford tournament for the Docs, had a complete game victory. One of the things Coach pointed out to me was his breaking ball was working real well. It's a foul ball, goes to the visitors' dugout down the first base side. Stays a 2-2 count here for the shortstop, Bauman. But Jeremiah telling me, Coach Robbins telling me that Evan Corbin's breaking ball was working real well that last start. His 2-2 pitch gets him to swing and miss, and that's another big strikeout for Evan. His third of the ball game, second here in the second inning. The defense can ease back a little bit, needing one more out to get out of this jam with runners at second and third. And that'll bring up Hunter Allen, the catcher. Strikeouts by Doc's pitchers are brought to you by One Peak Medical. Don't let the perfect pitch get by you. If you're tired of waiting months to see a doctor, well, visit onepeakmedical.com to book your appointment today. Hunter Allen, the catcher, 10th hitter in the lineup card. Pops one up off the hands. Will go to the on-deck hitter who makes the one-handed grab. I was going to say barehanded, but he's wearing batting gloves, so we'll just give him credit with the one-handed catch. An 0-1 count to Hunter Allen. Right now, Evan Corbin trying to get through this second inning after giving up a leadoff double and a walk. The 0-1 pitch. Knox Hubbard slides to his right to make sure that ball doesn't get away. Not the deepest of backstops that we've seen at a baseball field, but a significant one here at Swede Johnson. So pass balls definitely give runners the chance to advance as the ball misses. 2 balls and 1 strike for Hunter Allen. It says 320 down the left field line, 330 down the right field line. It's the 2-1 pitch fouled off by Allen. 390 to either side of dead center field out there. So a good-sized yard, but a bit of a short porch out in left field. 2-2 is in the dirt, blocked by Hubbard, and we've got a full count with first base open. Down last week, we were down in Medford and got a lot of time spent with B.G. Gould, the man, the myth, the legend, and he was telling me, I didn't remember this place being so small up here. There's a pitch in the dirt. That is ball 4. And that is the 3rd walk issued by Evan Corbin here today. So we go to the top of the order with the bases loaded. Cohen Buck had a walk to start out the ball game. And he will step in here with a chance to try and do some damage with 2 outs. First pitch, swinging. That ball skyrocketed into this overcast gray sky. Cade Johnson will make the catch. Had to dance around a bit out there to track it down. That ball took a while to come down, but it lands in the glove for Cade Johnson. So Evan Corbin able to pitch out of the jam. He will give up no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 runners left on for Showtime. To the bottom of the second we go. Docs lead 3-2 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Doc Stewart's baseball here on a Wednesday morning. Yeah, we got a couple of minutes still left here in the morning. Wednesday morning, Doc's baseball on the score. It's sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Also want to say thanks to Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Docs here in the second inning. Jordan White, Carson Dunn, both batting for the first time here today. They'll face off against the righty Caden Richardson. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. A pop fly, foul, first base side for White. And it's off the glove for the catcher. Hunter Allen tried to get that one. Also had Taylor Langworthy right there with him. Langworthy might have the better option, and obviously probably preferred the first baseman giving a go at that one rather than the catcher trying to catch a ball running away from him. Goes off the glove for Hunter Allen, and back to the plate. Jordan White will have a second chance here after the pop fly in foul territory. The 0-1 pitch hits the outside corner, an 0-2 count. I'll try my best not to make this a thing, but the hat falling off every time for Caden Richardson. We've seen this before. This is not the first time I've had a guy to go through this, but boy. Ground ball, comebacker to the mound, almost stepped on his hat, but Richardson avoids his ball cap and will underhand flip to first to retire Jordan Light to lead things off here in the second inning for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Bring up Carson Dunn to bat. Dunn in the 9 spot for Roseburg. His first look at Caden Richardson. On deck is Kay Johnson, who had a hit on the first pitch he saw to start the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to Dunn. He tries to bunt his way on. He fouls it all away, and that is strike 1. Well, taking a look at some of the numbers right now, Carson Dunn is scrapping a bit at the plate, trying to get the offense going, batting 174 right now. But he has been able to find his way on base with 3 walks as he takes another strike. 3 walks, been hit by a pitch 6 times this season. That is tied for the team lead. The 0-2 pitch for Dunn. Pops it up. That one gets out of play. Looking into the glove, Caden Richardson delivers to Dunn. Gets him to swing and miss for strike 3. So Dunn will go down with the strikeout. That is 2 away here in the second for the Docs. First strikeout for Caden Richardson. Top of the order, Kate Johnson, 1 for 1 of the game with a single in the first. A line drive past the third baseman. Richardson trying to make it a 1-2-3 frame here. Will miss high and away for ball 1. Docs have batted through their lineup once now. Second time through the order. Leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the second. The 1-0 to Johnson. Hits the inside corner at the knees. A nice pitch and location for Caden Richardson. One delivery. Bounces in and away. Just was thinking, I mean, the hat doesn't stay on. Maybe you just play without the hat. Has there ever been a case where everybody else on the field's wearing one, but no, the pitcher's not, or somebody on the field isn't? I know it works in softball. It's a ball fouled away. So 2-2 count to Kay Johnson. It's in the dirt again, and he's got a full count. Two away, nobody on base for the Docs here in the bottom of the second. The full count pitch to Johnson, ground ball towards short. Routine ground ball there for Bowman. He throws short, though, to first, and it's not going to be in time. One hopped into the glove for Taylor Langworthy, who does a great job scooping that ball out, but an infield single for Kay Johnson. He'll beat that one out at shortstop. Cannon Bowman just kind of sat back on that one a little too long, it seemed. They did deem that one an error, which, I mean, he played it cleanly. Throw to first wasn't too egregious. It was on target, just one hopped in. Didn't seem to affect the play. The runner beat it out. I would have given that a hit myself. A 1-0 pitch. Watson pulls that one well foul. I'll give him a 1-1 count. We'll go with a hit here in our book. That's the problem sometimes with these summer baseball games. Everybody is giving each other different. Everybody's got their own interpretation of the scorebook. As a ball off the heel of the shin guard for the catcher, Hunter Allen, skipped away from him. That allowed Kate Johnson to move up to second base. Gives Sebastian Watson a 2-1 count. That was a kick save and a butte there. That one could have gone all the way to the backstop, but Allen, sticking the foot out there, was able to keep it from going behind him. 2-1 pitch, bounces away again, and up to third will go Kate Johnson. Back-to-back pitches in the dirt. Johnson goes from first to second to third. So we're going to go with a hit. Everybody's on the opposing side of the person keeping the scoreboard here today. Probably feels targeted now. The 3-1 pitch in for a strike. Probably one of the reasons why I'd never make an official scorekeeper in Major League Baseball. I'd be worried too much about making the wrong decision. Sit there and hem and haw over every decision. The 3-2 pitch. Watson again pulls one foul. That one will get into the bullpen down the left field side. Doc's in that third base dugout, the in-ground dugouts with the steps up to the top rail. And pretty much every time you look down that direction, everybody's up on the top rail watching the game from there. 3-2 pitch again. Watson fights off another pitch. Defensive swing sends that one to the North Eugene football field back behind us. It parallels the right field line here at Swede Johnson. 3-2 pitch. High and inside for ball 4. And runners on the corners as the Doc Stewarts will give Caden Richardson a difficult time here in the second inning. Richardson got the first 2 outs, but then gives up a single to Johnson and a walk to Sebastian Watson. Now it'll be Jace Johnson up to bat. He had the 2-run double back in the first. That scored both Cade Johnson and Sebastian Watson, who are both currently on base at the moment. 2 down. Bottom of the second. Doc's leading 3-2, looking to add some more to that lead. First pitch to Jace, high and away. Ball 1. Jace Johnson also trying to get some stuff going with his bat in his hand. 121 right now. It's been a cold start for him, but they continue to like having him in this cleanup spot, or this number 3 spot in the lineup. He's been kind of switching back and forth some. They want to see him get going and start driving in runs, and he got a good start to the ball game today doing just that, a double that drove in 2. 1-1 pitch. Fouls it into the glove for strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for Caden Richardson against Jace Johnson with runners on the corner. Sebastian Watson at first. Back to the bag. Taking a bigger lead out there, but was waiting to see if they'd try and send him here at some point to get that first and third steal situation. Watson takes the lead. Cade Johnson at third. The pitch to Jace. That might find the alley out in right center. It will. That's going to be extra bases for Jace as it gets by the right fielder. 1 run comes in. Sebastian Watson is heading to the plate. He'll score, and it's a stand-up triple for Jace Johnson to drive in 2 more. He's got 4 RBI in the game already in just 2 at-bats, and he's got 5 bases total. And talking about trying to see him get his swing going, that is a very good sign right there. So Jace Johnson doing a ton of damage at the top of the lineup for the Docs. He's standing at third as the Docs lead 5-2 here in the bottom of the second. Daniel Withers, strike 1 as he stands in for a second time. 0 for 1 in the game with a fly ball into foul territory down the left field side that was caught. The 0-1 pitch to him. Want to see him get going here today. Big frame on a kid that just wrapped up his sophomore season at Umpqua Valley Christian. Every time I see him stand into the plate, I think, man, how much bigger is he going to get? 1-1 pitch. Misses. 2 balls and a strike, and that's probably got to have a lot of coaches, including the Doc Stewart's coaching staff, excited about what his future might hold. And, of course, UVC head coach Dave York, who could be tuning in today. If he is, you got a good one on your hands here. As a breaking ball in for a strike. 2-2 count. Doc Stewart's in game 1 of their day. They'll be taking on the post-58 Crushers out of the Salem-Kaiser area coming up next. 2-2 pitch to Withers. He goes opposite field. That ball out to Dixon in right field, and Skip Dixon underneath it for the final out. But the Doc Stewarts will add 2 more runs here in the second. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. So we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Doc Stewarts lead 5-2 over Showtime here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Head to the top of the 3rd inning. Roseburg leading 5-2 over Showtime Baseball. The Doc Stewarts here on the Score today is sponsored by our friends at Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Sounds like we may have some changes in the lineup coming up at some point if we get there here in this 3rd inning for Showtime. At the plate, it is Zach Kaufman, the second baseman, who takes a big swing at the first pitch from Evan Corbin for strike 1 as we begin the top of the 3rd inning. Another swing and a miss for Kaufman, and he's got himself an 0-2 count. Kaufman struck out back in the 1st inning against Evan. Finds himself behind here. The 0-2. Swung on and missed, and there's another strikeout for Kaufman. He goes down for a second time. That is the 4th strikeout in the game for Evan. 1 down, and it's Taylor Langworthy that'll get a chance to bat with nobody on base. Langworthy, the 2-run jack over the left field fence last time he was up to bat. That is the 2 runs in this game for Showtime so far. That put him ahead 2-0 at the time, but the Docs with 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st and 2 more in the 2nd. First pitch swinging bounces for ball 1. Taylor Langworthy from Sheldon High School. Familiar name there for any Roseburg Indians baseball fans. Heard a lot about Taylor Langworthy throughout the spring season. 1-0 pitch to him. He is in the dirt for a 2-0 count. That was down low, and that didn't quite get into the dirt. It was just below the strike zone. 2-0 from Corbin. Ground ball foul down the 3rd base side. Strike 1. Corbin should be familiar with Langworthy as well, facing off against him during the spring season. In fact, let's see here. You've got Evan on the mound, Knox behind the plate, Sebastian at 2nd, Jordan White at 3rd, Tourn in right, Dunn in center, and Jacobs in left. They all of those guys, they know what Taylor Langworthy can do on a baseball field. They're all Roseburg guys that saw him play this last spring. 3-1 pitch from Corbin. Misses for ball 4, and they're cautious with Taylor Langworthy, who had the home run in the 1st. He'll get on with the walk. 4th walk issued by Evan Corbin. Kind of a surprising number there for him. I don't think walks have been an issue too much this season. Evan Corbin came in today, making his 4th start. He is 3-0 on the year, 18 innings worked, a 1.17 ERA, 12 strikeouts to 7 walks coming into the matchup today. First pitch, swinging, fouled down the left field side for Colby Majewski. The 3rd baseman flew out to left field his last time up. Stares down to 3rd base to get the sign from his coach there. Majewski from Prairie High School. Another Washington school there. The 0-1. Breaking ball is high from Corbin. Majewski, class of 2023. Steps back in for the 1-1 pitch. Inside for Corbin. Not a very breezy day today here in Eugene. Don't see any flags out there to really give you an indication, but not a very breezy day it would seem. Doesn't seem like it from the press box here. Pitched high, 3 balls and a strike. Kind of moderate temperatures. People wearing shorts and T-shirts, some with sweatshirts on. So, you know, comfortable day with the overcast skies, but temperatures pretty moderate. 3-1 pitch is high. That is back-to-back walks issued by Evan Corbin. So he puts on the 3-hitter and the 4-hitter. Runners at first and second. It'll be the right fielder, Skip Dixon, that'll get the bat. Grounded back to the mound his last time at the plate. It was fielded by Evan Corbin, who made the put out to retire the side. Corbin will face the 5-hitter with runners at first and second and 1 away. Taking a strike on the outside corner. Dixon falls behind to start. In on the grass, the first baseman, Daniel Withers, expecting a possible bunt by Dixon here. Didn't show on the first pitch. Not showing here. He swings away. That ball in the air. Dominic Tourn racing towards the line in fair territory. Makes the catch. The runner at second will show but not go. Langworthy back to second base on the fly ball by Dixon to right field. 2 down. It'll be Ryan Prescott, the extra hitter in the lineup. If you're joining us late, Showtime batting 10 hitters in this tournament matchup. Prescott had a double last time up towards right field. First pitch swinging foul to the backstop. Kind of found the open territory in right field on a little dinker over the top of Daniel Withers at first base. That one just floated over him and down the line in right field where Dominic Tourn had to race to get to it. Strike taken for Prescott on the inside corner to the lefty. He's got himself an 0-2 count with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Down low. Skipping into the plate for Corbin. Knocking it down, Knox Hubbard. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Docs leading 5-2 over Showtime Baseball. Ball out towards center field. Carson Dunn drifting back and will settle underneath it for the catch. That retires things for Showtime. Here in the third inning, Showtime, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. Go to the bottom of the third inning. Docs on top by 3 over Showtime Baseball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
A defensive change for the Showtime baseball team.
Well, we get our first call to the pen.
Is now the shortstop.
Get the first call to the pen here in the ball game. I believe the pitcher is the DH. So Austin Stallwick will take over for Caden Richardson. So first call to the pin, which is always brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. If you've been thinking about making a change to your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris. He's got over 10 years of insurance experience. Chris can make sure you're getting the coverage you need at a price that fits your budget. Auto, home, life, and more. Contact Chris Hubbard at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. So Austin Stallwick will take over on the mound for Caden Richardson. Richardson will go 2 innings. And in that time, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs. Gave up, 2 walks and had the 1 strikeout. So Stallwick on the mound.
Check on the defensive changes for Showtime Baseball.
And
number 26, Caden Richardson, is now at shortstop.
It'll be Richardson going to shortstop.
Baseball. Number 1, Austin Stallwick.
So the pitcher goes to shortstop. The DH comes in and takes over on the mound. So that, I believe, means that Cannon Bowman will come out of the game, and I don't know if that means they're now only hitting 9 guys. They still have the extra hitter probably in there. First pitch for Stallwick, a right-hander on the mound, will face the lefty Dominic Tourn to start things off here. First pitch in for strike 1. So Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance call to the pin for Showtime. Here in the third, they trail 5-2. Ball fouled away by Tourn on the 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Today's game also sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Oh, 0-2 pitch for Stallwick. High and away. Austin Stallwick from Gresham High School, class of 2022. Dominic Tourn walked his first time up. The 1-2 pitch to him. Swung on and missed. He'll go down with a strikeout. 1 down for Stallwick and Showtime. That'll bring up Eli Jacobs. Jacobs with a RBI ground out back in the first inning, giving the Docs the lead at the time. Jace Johnson had tied the game with a 2-run double, and he was on at third base, and Jacobs drove him in with that ground out. Stands in here with nobody on, 1 away, squares to bunt, and misses on the first pitch. So we have our first defensive changes of the day. The 0-1 pitch. Stallwick misses high and away. 1-1 count. Caden Richardson will exit with the score not in his favor, so he'd be on the hook for the loss if Showtime does not regain the lead in this matchup. They trail 5-2 against your Roseburg Dr. Stewart's as we kick off the Papa's Pizza Tournament here in Eugene. 2-1, squaring to bunt again. Jacobs will take high. He's got himself a 3-1 count now. Jacobs looking to get on base for the first time today. 3-1 pitch to him. He will. Takes for ball 4. Eli Jacobs batting .367 this summer. And he draws his 7th walk of the year.
Now batting for Roseburg, the catcher, number 4.
One on with one out. Knox Hubbard will get a chance to bat. Flew out to left field. Back in the first inning. Doc Stewart's catcher. First pitch swinging, grounds it left side. Goes off the glove for Richardson at short. Knocked it down on the infield as he tried to range to his That would be to his right, and he could not field it cleanly. That ball, for a moment there, looked like it was going to get between the shortstop and third baseman, but knocked down by the shortstop.
Number 10, Jordan White.
And Doc Stewart's will get runners at first and second. Still just one out. Scoreboard operator puts it up as an error. That's felt like a hit to me, but breaking ball in for a strike to Jordan White, who will bat. That's what I was thinking, too. I don't think he would have been able to get that back across the diamond to get knocks. The 0-1 delivery outside and low to White, who is 0 for 1 in this game, grounded back to the pitcher to lead things off in the second inning. We'll get a new look against the new pitcher, Austin Stallwick, who has now given up a hit and a walk against 3 batters. Also has a strikeout. His 1-1 pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike. Jordan White getting the start at third base today. Looking to bring his average up. Just 1 hit on the season for him. He's had 22 plate appearances, 18 official at-bats. Fouls off a pitch. Stays with the 1-2 count. White has drawn 2 walks this season. The 1-2 count. Takes outside, 2-2. Papa's Pizza Baseball Tournament today. There's been some changes, I guess. The Garcia Parra group, which the Docs were going to play tomorrow, they pulled out of the tournament at the last minute due to some health issues. 2-2 count, looking back to second. No throw. So the Docs were scheduled to play Garcia Parra group tomorrow. Instead, they'll play they'll play Boys of Summer tomorrow. Swing and a miss on the 2-2 pitch for Jordan White. He strikes out.
The center fielder.
2 away. Still runners at first and second for the Docs. Carson Dunn will try to see if he can keep this inning going. Coming up next, the Docs will be playing against the Post 58 Crushers here in the tournament. Taking low and outside. Carson starts off with a 1-0 count. Docs will also play against the Post 6 Barbers out of the Portland-Hillsboro area. That game will be played over at the new Hamlin Field, which I'm excited to see. The 1-0 pitch. Misses inside to Dunn. He's got a 2-0 count. That's home of the new collegiate Woodbat team, the Springfield Drifters, playing there at Hamlin. Also Bushnell College baseball. I think they call that their home as well. It's a strike taken, 2 balls and a strike for Carson Dunn. Used to be a field that the Docs played at against the Willamette Valley Titans. Then every other rendition they had of that team there. 2-1 pitch. Springfield Timbers, I think that's what they were before in their last season. Springfield Timbers, yeah. So Docs played them over there a number of times on the old field that was all natural turf. They've done an upgrade. 3-1 to Dunn. He takes on the outside corner for a strike. So Friday, Docs will be playing over there, and I'm excited to go see a new ballpark. It's always fun to go see a new place. Full count pitch to Carson Dunn. Runners taking off. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Dunn goes down looking. And Austin Stallwick will strike out the side. In between, he gave up a walk and a single, but no runs. No runs, 1 hit, no error. 2 runners left on base. We are through 3 innings of play. Go to the top of the 4th. Docs lead 5-2 on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churs. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
At the top of the fourth inning for Showtime Baseball, number 1, Austin Stallwick with a solo home run to left field.
Well, we come back. Evan Corbin on the mound is a quick worker in between innings, and he was quick there, and then it was quick at the plate for Austin Stallwick, who comes up with a home run, a solo shot to lead things off here in the top of the fourth. Second home run of the game for this Showtime baseball team. But we welcome you back here at Sweet Johnson Stadium, where the Showtime baseball team has drawn back within 2 after a solo homer by Austin Stallwick. First pitch, strike 1 to Braden Getch, and now Corbin, a man on a mission, is 0-2. Braden Getch, 0-2 pitch, fouled away. Evan Corbin.
Who's keeping the scoreboard? Oh, you're an inning behind. The top of the fourth.
In the dirt, a 1-2 count. Braden Getch. Ground ball up the middle. Chopper towards Johnson. It goes right underneath his glove. He was going to have to make the perfect play to get Getch on a slow roller through the middle of the infield. And Braden Getch will get on with a hit. And so still no outs here in the top of the fourth inning for the Doc Stewart's defensively. Doc Stewart's baseball is brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall, accepting new patients. Call them at 378-6694. Squaring to bunt, popped it towards second base. Barehand Watson does not get it in time to first. Did everything he could to make that play as well. And I believe that was Cannon Bowman. I might actually believe that actually might be Caden Richardson that got that at bat. And bring Hunter Allen up to the plate.
Now batting number 20, the catcher, Hunter Allen.
Allen will bat with runners at first and second. Squares to bunt himself. Bunts it back to the backstop for strike 1. So I think Caden Richardson might have taken over for Cannon Bauman, who was the shortstop. Now it's Richardson. Pitch outside, a 1-1 count. Looks like that is the case. Okay. So at first is Richardson. At second base is Getch. At the plate, Hunter Allen trying to bunt, and the runner's over. He'll foul off one down the third base side. A ball and 2 strikes with nobody out. Runners at first and second. 1 run in so far on a solo homer to lead off the inning. And then on a 1-2 pitch, a foul ball for Hunter Allen, and he will strike out.
Back to the top of the order.
1 out, top of the order. It is Cohen Buck. Popped out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. He is 0 for 1 in the game. He will hit with runners at first and second and 1 out. Evan Corbin trying to finish off this frame. He has pitched out of some trouble in the last 2 innings without giving up a run. First pitch swinging. Buck will fly it out to center field Easy catch made by Carson Dunn and right back into the infield on the throw. 2 down.
Number 6, second baseman.
Brings up Zach Kaufman, the second baseman, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts so far today. 5-3 your score. A leadoff home run here in the 4th inning for Showtime. Got them on the board again after a 2-run homer in the 1st inning. Gave them a 2-0 lead. Strike taken on a breaking ball. Zach Kaufman has struck out twice, both times swinging. The 0-1 pitch to him. Takes low for a 1-1 count. Kaufman also out of Gresham High School, like Austin Stallwick, who led off this inning with a home run. He swings through the 1-1 pitch for strike 2. Class of 2022 for Zach Kaufman. Trying to keep it going here with a 1-2 pitch coming up, and runners at first and second. Swing and a miss again. Up with it is Knox Hubbard, who fires down to first base to retire Kaufman. Kaufman now with 3 strikeouts in the ball game. 6 strikeouts total for Evan Corbin. Strikeouts are brought to you by One Peak Medical. Visit onepeakmedical.com to make an appointment today. Most insurances are accepted. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Docs lead 5-3, looking to get that run back on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Leadoff hitter up to bat for the Doc Stewarts as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. 5-3 the score. And it will be Cade Johnson, who had the first hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts back in the 1st inning. On the first pitch he saw, he drove a line drive to left field. That was your first hit, which is always brought to you by MSK True Value in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. 2 for 2 on the game as Cade also had a single back in the 2nd inning. Takes inside for a 1-0 count. Delivery from Austin Stallwick will hit the outside corner, a 1-1 now. Stallwick came in the 3rd inning, so this will be the first time he's faced the top of the order, which has been productive. All 5 runs have come in the 1st through 3rd positions in the lineup. Pitch high, 2 balls and a strike to Cade Johnson. We'll keep it here in between games as the Docs will get ready for their 2nd game of the day against the Crushers coming up this afternoon. Outside corner called strike 2. So we'll keep it here in between games, get you geared up for the 2nd game of our doubleheader today. But in between games, we'll bring you an interview with Ever Lamb that I got to do just earlier today. 2-2 pitch. Johnson, ground ball, 3rd base, picked up there by Majewski, throws to first, scooped out by Langworthy. That'll be the first time that Showtime Baseball able to retire Cade Johnson here today. 1 out.
Batting for the Doc Stewarts, number 2, second baseman
Sebastian Watson will bat. He is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single, scored twice. Again, this top of the order. Cade Johnson was 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Sebastian Watson 1 for 1 with a single and a walk and 2 runs scored. And then Jace Johnson, the on-deck hitter, 2 for 2 in this game with a double, a triple, and 4 RBI so far already. Taking a strike on the outside corner, Sebastian Watson down 0-1. The on-deck hitter, Jace Johnson, always brought to you by Budget Lumber. Everything you need at great low prices. That is everything you need for building a house. Maybe you're building a garden in your backyard, or maybe you're building a deck. That's Budget Lumber. Always striving to be lumber one. 1-1 pitch to Sebastian Watson. Takes high from Austin Stallwick, the right-hander from Gresham. Docs leading by a pair of runs right now after scoring 3 in the first and 2 in the second. The 2-1, fouled away, strike 2. Two count. Watson waits. And we'll take outside to go to a full count. Three-two pitch here for Stallwick. And Watson fouls it away to stay alive. Docs will be up here in Eugene. The plan is all the way through Sunday, assuming they make one of those games on Sunday, Championship Sunday here in the Papa's Pizza Baseball Tournament. Ball 4 taken, a second walk issued for Sebastian Watson. Been on base all 3 times now as he tosses away the bat and heads on down to first. Full count.
Number 16, Jace Johnson.
That'll bring up Jace Johnson, runner on at first with 1 away. Stallwick facing Johnson for the first time. Jace takes well outside for a 1-0 count. Sunday's championship day, you'll have the 2 third-place teams in the 2 pools, Pool A, Pool B. The 2 teams that finish third will face off against each other for third place in the tourney. Then you've got the first-place team from one division taking on the second-place team from the other division. It's a strike for Jace Johnson, 1-1 count. So Pool A number 1 or Pool A number 2 versus Pool B number 1, and then Pool A number 1 versus Pool B number 2, and the winners of those playing a championship game later in the day. Ball popped up for Jace Johnson. Going to be playable in right field for Dixon, who makes the catch to retire Jace. First time they get Jace here today. 2 down. On at first base still is Sebastian Watson. Brings up Daniel Withers, who's 0 for 2 in the ball game with a couple of pop-ups. He will stand in, looking to try and keep this inning going with 2 outs for the Docs, leading 5-3. First pitch, swing and a miss. Pops off the glove for the catcher. Up to second base goes Sebastian Watson. Pass ball. We'll put Watson in scoring position. At the plate, an 0-1 count for Daniel Withers. Stallwick delivers. Off speed, hits the outside corner. 0-2 count for Daniel Withers against Austin Stallwick, the right-hander. Staring into the glove, working out of his stretch, trying to get through this 4th inning. He gets Withers to pop this one up between home and the mound. It's the pitcher, Stallwick, that'll make the catch standing in the left-handed batter's box. And that will finish off the bottom of the 4th inning. Doc Stewart's no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 5th inning in this scheduled 7-inning contest. Doc Stewart's lead 5-3 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
There's been a change to it.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Roseburg Dr. Stewart's will make a call to the pen. Brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Taking over on the mound is going to be Jordan White here in the 5th inning for the Docs. The third baseman moving to the mound. We'll see what other changes here. They have moved Daniel Withers to third base.
The top of the 5th inning for Showtime Baseball.
Over at first base, that looked like Dominic Tatone. It is. Dominic Tatone will be at first. That means we got a new right fielder. Braxton Dill out there. So Jordan White, first pitch here against Showtime, will be in for strike one. He faces off against Taylor Langworthy. That's a way to welcome a guy into a game. Langworthy takes outside, a 1-1 count. Langworthy 1 for 1 in the game with a 2-run homer in the first, walked in the 3rd inning against Evan Corbin. The 1-1 from White, just outside, 2 balls and a strike. Pitch gets away to the backstop. 3 balls and 1 strike for Taylor Langworthy. So Evan Corbin goes 4 innings. Ball hit towards second baseman Sebastian Watson. He cradles it in on the short hop and will retire Langworthy. 4-3 the put out to start things off here in the top of the 5th inning. And a nice defensive play there by Watson. On a ball hit right at him, charged in and got it on the short hop. 1 out. Colby Majewski will bat with an 0 for 1 day going so far. Jordan White's first pitch high for ball 1. So Evan Corbin goes 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He's in line to get a win as a ball hit towards left field, foul. Into the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts as Majewski will have a 1-1 count. Another ball fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. There we go. Umpire initially flashed 2 balls and 1 strike, and I thought that couldn't be right. We've seen 2 foul balls. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. White gets him. Majewski knew it. As he heads back to the dugout, takes his time getting there. He goes down looking. That's a One Peak Medical strikeout for Jordan White, and he's got 2 down. Gets the backwards K in the scorebook with the strikeout looking. Skip Dixon will bat. The right fielder is 0 for 2 in the game. He pops this one up. Playable foul territory right on top of the chalk line for Dominic Tatone. And the final out is Jordan White gets a 1-2-3 inning against Showtime Baseball here in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Docs leading 5-3 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Headed to the bottom of the fifth inning, Doc Stewart's Baseball is brought to you by Flyway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts, located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Doc's Baseball here on the score this morning. We'll have two games. Got started in the morning, now into the afternoon. Have another game coming up, or approximately 1:40 start time for that one. On the mound, Austin Stallwick throwing for Showtime Baseball. He'll face Dominic Titone and works in the first pitch for strike one. As we start this bottom of the fifth, Doc's leading 5-3. The 0-1 pitch, Dom takes outside. And they'll play post 58 Crushers coming up in their next game at about 1:40 there. You can tune in and watch the game right now or the next one on our video stream at 541radio.com. Or find it on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score and follow Doc's Baseball there. It's all presented by our friends at the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship of Doc's Baseball here on the radio and video stream. Swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch for Dominic Titone. Gives him a 2-2 count. Dom struck out last time up and walked in the first inning. So 0 for 1 today for Dom. Now playing at first base. The 2-2 pitch from Stallwick. That one got him. Hit him on the front arm for Dominic Titone. He'll head on down to first.
The left fielder, number 9, Eli Jacobs.
One on with nobody out. Doc Stewart's looking to add some insurance here as the game starts wearing on. Jumped ahead 5-2 after the second inning. Scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second. But they gave one back in the top of the fourth inning. So a 2-run lead right now for the Dr. Stewarts. The way Showtime has been hitting the ball out of the park, you would like to see a few more runs added in. There's a pitch high, ball 1 to Eli Jacobs. One ball, no strikes. Jacobs is 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out. An RBI ground out back in the first inning. He takes outside. He has been up now in his third at-bat, and he has squared to bunt every time he's been at the plate. He has shown a bunt. He's not yet put one down. Squares to bunt again, and will take a breaking ball low for a 3-0 count from Stallwick. Eli Jacobs back in with Dominic Titone out at first base. 3-0 pitch for Stallwick. The righty does work it in for a strike. The 3-1 pitch. Squaring to bunt. Fouls it away. Here at North Eugene High School, they're doing construction around, so if you made the trek up here, you did your best to find parking somewhere in the vicinity. Then try to find your way through all the maze of construction to get to the actual ballpark. The 3-2 pitch, back up the middle. It goes a tapper to the mound. Throw to second, though. That'll pull the second baseman off the bag. Everyone is safe. So Eli Jacobs on with a fielder's choice. Safe at second base is Dominic Titone on, I'd put that down as a throwing error, and that's what it looks like the scoreboard will do as well. So Jacobs will get on with the fielder's choice on the tapper back to the mound. Stallwick tried to get the double play started by throwing to second, but his throw well away from the bag and Kaufman, the second baseman, had to track that ball down from second base. He ran all the way over to the shortstop side of the bag to get to that baseball, and that allows everybody to be safe, and that prompts a visit out to the mound for the coaching staff for Showtime. Have a quick conversation about how they want to proceed here with runners at first and second and nobody out so far in the fifth inning. Doc Stewart's leading in this one, 5-3. Doc's trying to start out with a win in tournament play. Went 4-0 in the Medford tournament before losing in the championship game, and it looks like that was more than just a mound visit to talk strategy. Showtime will make a call to the pen, brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. So we get another call to the pen. Third man on the mound for Showtime will be Skip Dixon, and we'll have more about the change when we come back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Skip Dixon will take over on the mound for Showtime Baseball. He takes over for Austin Stallwick, who pitched 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. He leaves the game with runners at first and second with nobody out. And so the runners at first and second, Dominic Tatone and Eli Jacobs, those 2 runners would go to Stallwick's credit if they come around to score. So Dixon takes over on the mound. It'll be Knox Hubbard to bat for Roseburg. First pitch from the righty to the lefty goes to the backstop, and both runners will move up 90 feet. And so still nobody out, a 1-0 count for Hubbard, and he's got 2 runners in scoring position. That'll be a wild pitch. On the mound, Dixon coming in out of right field. The 1-0 pitch high. He has been a little wild on the first 2 offerings so far to the lefty Knox Hubbard. Sounds like we've got some movements elsewhere defensively, which we'll catch up with here when we get the opportunity to do so. 2-0 pitch for Dixon. His breaking ball looked like it was going to be way upstairs. Broke in, but not enough. Behind the plate, Hunter Allen looked like he was ready to jump up out of his crouch to get to that ball. Didn't have to, as it did have a good amount of break to it. 3-0 pitch to Knox Hubbard is in for strike 1. Defense playing in with runners at second and third and nobody out. 3-1 pitch to Hubbard. Dixon delivers in, and he'll miss high for ball 4. The bases are loaded for the Doc Stewarts. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Doc's with a chance to maybe break this game open. Running at first base for the catcher will be Justin Jenks.
Number 19, Justin Jenks, courtesy runner for Roseburg.
Jordan White, now the pitcher for the Docs, will get a chance to bat here with the bases loaded and nobody out. A chance to cash in with some RBI and help his own cause as the pitcher for the Docs. He takes high for ball one. At third base, Dominic Tourn. At second, Eli Jacobs. At first base, Justin Jenks running for Knox Hubbard. Breaking ball, good drop to that pitch. 1-1 count to Jordan White. Dixon sets, delivers in. Breaking ball, got him to swing and miss for strike two. That breaking ball, that curveball just looks like it's just floating in there. It's got a lot of movement to it, a lot of drop to it, though. But Jordan White saw a pitch that looked like it would be easy to hit, and it had some movement. And there's another one. That'll be strike three for Jordan White. He goes down with the strikeout. One away here in the bottom of the fifth. It's a deceiving pitch. Comes in kind of slow. Comes in kind of loopy and looking like it should be one easy to square up, but then a lot of movement on it, and that fooled Jordan White on a couple of pitches. I'm sure we'll see it here against Carson Dunn, who takes the first pitch for strike one on the outside corner. Bases loaded with one away. Swung on and missed. Dunn, an 0-2 count. One out. Runners at every base. And Dunn will watch outside for ball one. One ball, two strikes for Dixon. Breaking ball stays up right or near the eyeballs for Carson Dunn. He's got the 2-2 count. Docs trying to add to their 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. The 2-2 pitch outside, and Carson Dunn finds himself with a 3-2 count. A walk here as good as a hit to bring in a run and give the Docs back to their 3-run lead. Dunn waits for the 3-2 offering. It's down in the dirt for ball four, and that will bring in a run. Docs lead 6-3. Bases remain loaded as Dominic Tourn scores. Eli Jacobs goes to third. Justin Jenks running for Knox Hubbard heads to second. And Carson Dunn on at first. Cade Johnson will bat as the sun seems to be peering through. Hey, look at that. Blue sky overhead a little bit. Outside, 1-0 count. Blue sky starting to poke through the clouds. Brighten things up here at the ballpark just a bit as the Docs score that run. The 1-0. Cade Johnson gets underneath it. That ball out towards center field. Should be enough to bring in another run. Jacobs tagging. He'll head to the plate. No throw there. Tagging and going to third goes Justin Jenks. Heading to second goes Carson Dunn. Scoring was Eli Jacobs. And a sac fly for Cade Johnson. Brings home another run. There are two down. Docs lead 7-3 and have runners at second and third for Sebastian Watson. First pitch, strike one to Carson Dunn. So your defensive changes. Taylor Langworthy moves from first to third. The extra hitter enters the game. Ryan Prescott is at first. And a new man out there defensively, Ethan Joner out in right field for Showtime. So your defensive changes there for Showtime Baseball when they made that pitching change. The 0-2 to Sebastian Watson bounces in the dirt for ball one. Watson 1 for 1 in the game. He's walked his last two times at the plate. First time facing off against the new man. Skip Dixon on the mound for Showtime. The 1-2 pitch. He has a defensive swing that fights off the breaking ball on the outside corner to keep it a 1-2 count. Docs leading 7-3 with 2 more runs here in the 5th inning. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 here in the 5th. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on the breaking ball. First base throw down there is there in time for the strikeout. So the Doc Stewarts get 2 runs back, leave a couple of men stranded on base here in the 5th. 2 runs on no hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on. We will go to the top of the 6th inning. Docs in front by 4 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Come back here to start the top of the 6th inning. At the plate, Ryan Prescott will fly out to right field. And underneath it, Braxton Dill, who has entered the game defensively last half inning. He will get his first action in right field. Makes the catch for the first out as we welcome you back here to Sweet Johnson Stadium as the Papa's Pizza tournament gets underway. On the mound, Jordan White trying to close this one out for Evan Corbin. Misses low on the first pitch to Austin Stallwalk for ball 1. That's not Stallwalk, by the way. That ball out to center field, diving for it, knocked it down but couldn't make the catch. Carson Dunn come up short, and that ball in for a base hit for the man at the plate. That was Ethan Joner, the new right fielder. So Joner gets his first hit in his first at-bat. That is now 6 hits in the ballgame for Showtime. A runner at first with 1 away. And this will be a new man at the plate to hit as well. This will be Hunter Lansden from Sheldon High School. Little bat for Braden Getch.
For Showtime Baseball, pinch hitting number 27, Hunter Lansden.
Hunter Lansden. Will bat from the right side of the plate. The first pitch from Jordan White is fouled off the front leg of the catcher, or excuse me, of the batter. One on, one away, an 0-1 count at the plate for Lansden. Jordan White on the mound in relief for the Docs. He will fire in low for a 1-1 count. A 1-1 pitch, ground ball, third base side, foul for Lansden. White with his 1-2 pitch, fouled off again by Lansden. Stays alive at the plate. Hunter Lansden again from Sheldon High School. Class of 2023. This team with players from kind of all over does feature 3 players from Sheldon. As a ground ball left side will kick its way out into the outfield grass, bouncing off the lip there on the left side. Took a high hop into the outfield and slowed down there, making it a long run for Eli Jacobs. Runners at first and second with 1 out as the 2 new batters here in the 6th inning, both with base hits in their first at-bats. Hunter Lansden gets on with that single. He's on at first. Ethan Joner out at second, and it'll bring up Caden Richardson, who pops the ball foul for strike 1 on a bunt attempt. Richardson now the shortstop for Showtime. Doc Stewart's lead 7-3. Showtime threatening to close the gap a bit here with runners at first and second and just 1 away. Richardson will take a strike on the outer corner from Jordan White. Doc Stewart still wearing the black tops. Have not seen them in a different jersey so far this year. Black tops, the gray trousers, black socks, black caps. The 0-2 pitch from White. Ground ball right side. Sebastian Watson fields it in the outfield grass, spins 360, and fires a strike to first base. He will retire Richardson for the second out, making a stellar play to track that ball. Had to backpedal, kind of drop step into the outfield grass to gain ground on that ball. Got the angle right, fielded it in the outfield grass, spun, and fired right on target to Dominic Tatone at first base for the out. 2 away. Runners did move up to second and third on the ground out, but they get the big second out, and now we'll have Hunter Allen at the plate, taking low and inside for a 1-0 count. Batting with 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 away. The 1-0 pitch, misses for a 2-0 count. Jordan White trying to get through the 6th inning here. Doesn't want to give up his first run of the game. Drops one in for a strike on a breaking ball. For White, if he does finish the game, it would be a save opportunity, pitching 3 innings. The 2-1 pitch low and inside for a 3-1 count. He also entered the game with a lead of only 3 runs at the time, so I think a couple of different reasons it would qualify for a save there. The 3-1 pitch inside hits him. Down to first goes Hunter Allen, the catcher. Loads him up. Back to the top. Cohen Buck will bat. Cohen Buck is 0 for 2 in the game. A couple of fly ball outs his last 2 at-bats. We'll have a quick conversation with his coach. Gives him the customary encouragement of a slap on the rear end and sends him to the plate for a showdown against Jordan White. White, the 2 batters he hasn't faced yet are the top 2 hitters in the lineup card for Showtime, so they'll be seeing Jordan White for the first time, and Cohen Buck takes the first pitch outside to the lefty. Buck represents the game-tying run at the plate. He pops this one in the air to left field. Long run for Eli Jacob. Into foul territory. Diving attempt. He will not make the catch. Went a long way to try to get to that ball. It'll innocently fall as strike 1 to Cohen Buck. Everyone back to their bags after taking off and running on the ball in the air. With 2 outs, everybody moving on contact there. 1-1 pitch for Jordan White to Cohen Buck. With the bases loaded and 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning, Doc's leading 7-3. Low and outside for White. 2 balls and a strike. Two-1 delivery. Another ball popped up, foul territory, third base side. Daniel Withers all the way up against the fence line. The only portion of fence in between those two hedges down that side. But it's outside the reach of Daniel Withers as it ends up on the other side of the fence, and it's a 2-2 count. Two-two pitch. Ground ball right side. Watson slides, knocks it down, but cannot make a play for an out. That'll be an RBI single for Cohen Buck, his first hit of the game. Drives in a run to make it 7-4, and the frame will continue. Coming in to score, Ethan Joner.
Number 6, second baseman Zach Kaufman.
Hunter Lansden will move to second. Moves to third, and Hunter Allen moves to second base. Bases loaded. Zach Kaufman batting. A 3-run lead for the Doc Stewarts. A ball in the dirt. 1-0 count. Pitch high. 2 balls and no strikes. To Zach Kaufman, who has struck out 3 times in this ball game. First time facing off against Jordan White as a visit out to the mound for Knox Hubbard briefly. Gives us a second to remind you, Docs Baseball here on the Score is sponsored by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. 2-0 count. In the dirt again for White, and he's got a 3-0 count against Zach Kaufman. With the bases loaded, a walk here brings in a run. No room to put him on. And he will do just that, puts him on base. A walk issued to Kaufman, who has struck out 3 times. He will walk here and drives in a run. That's going to prompt a visit out there for Jake Whistler, the pitching coach for this Docs team. Sure, it's going to be a pretty straightforward conversation. Look, got to throw strikes, especially with the bases loaded. There's no reason to be dancing around the strike zone. Got to find a way to get it in there. And against a guy that had not had success at the plate previously, 3 strikeouts for Kaufman. That was the guy you wanted to really attack, because the next one at the plate, we know he's got a big bat. Taylor Langworthy will step to the plate. Last time he grounded out to second base. He's got the 2-run homer back in the first inning. First pitch by White does come in for a strike. Hits the top of the zone. The 0-1 pitch. Low and inside. 1-1 count. The 1-1. That ball well hit in the air out to right field. Going back to the wall. That ball is gone. Taylor Langworthy goes opposite field for his second home run of the game. It's a grand slam to clear the bases. And Showtime finds itself back in front again. So that will take away the win for Evan Corbin. He will now finish with a no decision. For Caden Richardson, he is now off the hook for the loss. And here in the top of the 6th inning, 6 runs in for Showtime. They lead 8-7, make that 9-7. And a pitch down low for Jordan White will miss for ball 1 to Colby Majewski. Takes inside for a 2-0 count. Docs do have action up in the bullpen. Trying to grab the number. I think it's Parker Burke out there. The 2-0 pitch is up in the air, fouled away for strike one. Yep, that is Parker Burke out there getting loose. 1-1, excuse me, a 2-1 count for Majewski. Takes high. 3 balls and a strike. Jordan White. Things have fallen apart for him here in the 6th inning. And there is ball 4. So top of the 6th, there's 2 outs. This has been a 2-out rally here. Hit by pitch, single, walk, home run, walk. First pitch swinging ground ball for Skip Dixon, and he will ground up the middle. That is the 9th hitter to the plate that'll finish it off. Dixon with the fielder's choice. Out at second base, Majewski on the 6-4 put out. So the Doc Stewarts will have some work to do here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. They trail by 2 after the grand slam by Taylor Langworthy here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride.
Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers. Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Docs with work to do now as they trail 9-7. 3 home runs in this game for Showtime Baseball. They have had the long ball. Doc Stewarts will try to answer. Here in the bottom of the 6th, they'll have the heart of their lineup, Jace Johnson leading things off. Braxton Dill. It's a ball fouled down the right field side. So Braxton Dill will enter in to the DH position as the Doc Stewarts made the defensive changes. So Dill gets a chance to hit for the first time today. Unfortunately, that brings out the guy that had been hitting the ball pretty well for the Docs today with a couple extra base hits and 4 runs driven in. So Jace Johnson out of the game. Foul ball on the first pitch for Braxton. So he's got the 0-1 count here against Skip Dixon, who misses outside, a 1-1 count. Docs Baseball today brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. 2-1 count for Braxton Dill. Trying to get the Docs going here in the 6th inning. Takes high, 3-1 count. Three-one pitch. High again. There is ball 4. So that will get the runner on base and bring the game-tying run to the plate for the Docs. 1 on, nobody out. Daniel Withers, 0 for 3 in the game, will bat. Have gotten the reminder that today's game is a 2-hour time limit, so no new innings after 2 hours, and we are approaching that number here, getting down to the last 5 minutes. So this inning doesn't go quick, we may not see a 7th inning in this game. First pitch, breaking ball misses to Withers. The 1-0 pitch to Daniel Withers. With Braxton Dill on at first, it's high again, 2 balls and no strikes. Docs trailing 9-7. High and away again, 3-0 count. Take a look at that Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here. Get you all the numbers caught up on how things sit right now. The 3-0 pitch to Withers. Breaking ball does hit the zone for strike 1. Shop local, shop Garrettson Building Supply for all your home improvement and outdoor living needs. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for 99 years. 3-1 pitch, ground ball, gets by on third base. Heading to second goes Dill. He's turning and heading for third. Withers running to second, and he'll get in standing up with a double. And the Doc Stewarts have the game-tying run in scoring position. Withers, a ground ball sharply hit down the third base side into the outfield grass in left field. And he will get himself on and in scoring position as Dominic Tatone, now the first baseman, will step in. Got nobody out so far. They bring in the defense just a bit on the infield. And the first pitch gets Dominic Tatone in the upper back. Second time he's been hit in his many innings. Bases are loaded now for the Doc Stewarts, meaning the game-winning or the go-ahead run is now on base, and that brings a visit out to the mound for the coaching staff for Showtime Baseball here.
Can end in a tie if we approach the 2-hour time limit.
3 walks and a hit batter for Skip Dixon in his time on the mound. Just also hearing that games could end in a tie here during pool play. Doc Stewart's an opportunity to try and make sure that doesn't happen. Dixon stays on the mound after the visit. So taking a look at the numbers right now for the Docs, or let's say for Showtime here, 9 runs, 9 hits, 1 error in this ball game. For the Doc Stewarts, 7 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. They're looking to try and add some more runs, though, here. They've got Eli Jacobs at the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out. A breaking ball high and inside from Skip Dixon. Showtime with 2 runs in the first, 1 in the fourth, and 6 in the 6th inning. Docs with 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the 5th. The 1-0 pitch outside for Dixon. 2-0 count to Eli Jacobs. Again, a walk as good as a hit in this situation. The 2-0 pitch from Dixon to Eli Jacobs. That's in there for a strike. Jacobs looked like he was waiting until he saw a strike before he got engaged in the at-bat. He let that one go by, was there standing as still as a statue at the plate. The 2-1 pitch. That bounces in. Runners will all hold. 3-1 count for Eli Jacobs. 3-1 pitch for Skip Dixon. A bases loaded situation. And he does hit the outside corner for strike 2.
We are now at the 2-hour time limit.
Full count pitch with nobody out and the bases loaded to Eli Jacobs. Skip Dixon. Misses low and outside to walk in a run. Scoring is Braxton Dill, who led off with a walk. Daniel Withers, who had the double, ends up at third. Dominic Tatone got hit by a pitch. He'll move to second. Bases loaded. Docs are within 1 run of tying this one up. Trailing 9-8. We've hit the 2-hour time limit. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Doc Stewarts have the go-ahead run out at second. Knox Hubbard takes the ball in the dirt. That one gets away. Coming in to score, Daniel Withers. And we've got a tie ball game on the wild pitch. Withers scores. Dominic to Tourn to third. Eli Jacobs to second. So theoretically, if there's not going to be another inning as we hit the 2-hour time limit, you would think that the runner at third base is the game-winning run now for the Doc Stewarts. That's Dominic to Tourn as Knox Hubbard's at the plate. That ball gets by. Dominic to Tourn coming to the plate. He will score standing up, and it looks as if everybody's on the same page. This one's over. Doc Stewart's come back to win it as the time limit hits. We will finish this one off in just 6 innings. And so a wild pitch brings in to Tourn. And this game will wrap up with a 10-9 final in favor of Roseburg. Doc Stewart's will go to 1-0 in the tournament. Showtime will go to 0-1. And we will come back with all your final numbers on this one as the Docs win 10-9 in a game that featured a lot of interesting scoring. Home runs and wild pitches. It was an interesting one to start out the tournament. We'll go ahead and take the break. We'll come back after this 3-minute timeout with your post-game show. We'll wrap it up with your numbers, a look at how this one played out, and we'll have your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game to announce as well. And then we'll keep it here as we get ready for the second game of the day as the Docs will take on the Post-58 Crushers coming up. Don't forget, we'll also have a conversation with Ever Lamb coming up here in just a little while as well. Back after a 3-minute break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Game one in the books for us here today for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. They were taking on Showtime Baseball here in game one of the Papa's Pizza Baseball Tournament. Game two will be coming up when the Doc Stewarts take on Post 58 in the second game of the day here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. Final score for game one, 10-9. Doc Stewart's with the win as we look at the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update for the final time for this game. For Showtime, 9 runs on 9 hits. They committed 1 error and left 8 men on base. For the Docs, 10 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and 7 runners on left on base for the Docs. Picking up the win, had Donovan Brink, one of the reporters for the News Review, reach out to me and said, that was an adventure. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because Jordan White went from possibly earning a save to then taking the loss to then getting the win, all in a matter of 1 inning of play in this one. It was an adventure. Jordan White with the win here today. He will go to 1-1 on the season as he picks up the win as the Docs come back to win it in the bottom of the 6th inning. We hit the time limit, so this one finishes in 6 innings. We were not going to have another new inning started, but the Docs got a chance to finish out the 6th, and they were able to get the win as they took the lead in the bottom of the 6th with 3 runs. So Jordan White will get the win. Skip Dixon was on the mound. He took the loss against the Docs here today. Your scoring played out like this. 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning for Showtime on a 2-run homer by Taylor Langworthy. They had a lead there, but the Docs would get it back in the bottom of the 1st inning. Back-to-back singles to lead it off for Cade Johnson and Sebastian Watson. And they would get on base. Then they would come in to score on a 2-run double by Jace Johnson. Another run would come in to score on a ground out by Eli Jacobs, and the Docs took a 3-2 lead. They added 2 runs in the second on another extra base hit by Jace Johnson, a triple this time to score Cade Johnson and Sebastian Watson, and it was 5-2, Docs in front. Showtime would get a run in the top of the 4th inning on a solo home run to lead off the inning by Austin Stallwick. That made it 5-3, but the Docs got 2 runs back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Those would come in on a bases-loaded walk to Carson Dunn and a sac fly by Cade Johnson. So at that point, Docs led 7-3, but in the top of the 6th inning, Showtime scores 6 runs against Jordan White. Started off 1 out, a single by Ethan Joner, got him on base. Hunter Lansden got on base with a single. 2 new batters in their first at-bat, getting singles to get on. The Docs would get the second out on a ground out to second base. So there was 2 outs with 2 runners in scoring position. A hit by pitch loaded up the bases. Then a single gave up a run. So that was 1 run in on the single by Cohen Buck. A walk to Zach Kaufman brought in a run. And that was 2 runs in. At that time, made it 7-5. And then a grand slam home run by Taylor Langworthy made it 9-7. Showtime in front. So Docs trailed by 2 going to the bottom of the 6th inning. But a walk issued to Braxton Dill to lead off the inning. Then a double by Daniel Withers. A hit by pitch loaded up the bases. Eli Jacobs got on base with a walk, and that brought in 1 run. A wild pitch tied the game at 9-9, and then a wild pitch gave the Docs the win, 10-9. That is how the game played out here today. That is your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, how this one played out here today. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our local Douglas County community for 99 years. So that's how the Doc Stewarts get a win. They will improve to 11-6 on the season, 1-0 here in tournament play. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have a look at pitching numbers and offensive numbers from this one here this morning and afternoon, and then we'll put a bow on game 1 of our day and get ready for game 2 of our contest coming up in just a little bit. Take the 2-minute timeout, back with more of Docs Baseball here on The Score this afternoon on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Final from our first game of the day for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. 10-9, Docs with the win, and the walk-off fashion on a wild pitch as they come back to win it as the time limit hit, and so they will get the win in 6 innings. The Docs will get ready for their second game coming up against Post 58, the Crushers, here in just a little bit. Before we get to that, though, a wrap-up game 1 of our day. 9 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 8 men left on base for Showtime, 10 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 7 men left on base for the Docs. Getting the win again, Jordan White. He pitched 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Evan Corbin started the game, finishes with a no decision, pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts for him. Taking the loss is Skip Dixon. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He hit a batter in there as well for the Showtime baseball team. Taking a look, offensive numbers for Showtime. Taylor Langworthy is the standout there. He had a 2-for-3 day with 2 home runs and 6 RBI. He hit a 2-run jack and a grand slam. Also with hits, Cohen Buck had a hit and an RBI, scored twice. Zach Kaufman scored once with a bases-loaded walk. He also drove in a run. And let's see here. Ryan Prescott had a hit, was 1-for-3 with a double. Austin Stallwick was 1-for-1 with a solo homer and a walk. Ethan Joner was 1-for-1. Braden Getch was 1-for-2 with a single. Hunter Lansden 1-for-1 with a single. Caden Richardson goes 1-for-2 with a single. Hunter Allen goes 0-for-1, a walk and a hit by pitch in there as well. 10 hitters in the lineup for Showtime, by the way. They used an extra hitter, which I guess was a thing today. As for the Doc Stewarts, Cade Johnson had 2 hits, goes 2-for-3 in the game with a sac fly in there as well for an RBI. Sebastian Watson was 1-for-2 with a single and 2 walks. Jace Johnson goes 2-for-3 with a double, a triple, and 4 RBI. Braxton Dill got on base and scored a run with a walk in his 1 at-bat. Daniel Withers goes 1-for-4 with a double and a run scored. Dominic Titone goes 0-for-1 but walked and was hit by a pitch twice, scored 2 runs. Eli Jacobs goes 0-for-2 in the game, had an RBI on a ground out and had an RBI on a bases-loaded walk. He walked twice in the game. You had Knox Hubbard 1-for-2 with a single and a walk. And then Carson Dunn had a walk with the bases loaded to drive in a run as well. So that is a look at the numbers here today, and it is time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Today's player of the game for the Doc Stewarts in Game 1 of our doubleheader is Jace Johnson. He is your player of the game with a double, a triple, and 4 runs driven in. His big day at the plate, helping pace the Docs early on, and then they come back to win in this one in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Jace Johnson, your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. We're going to go ahead and take another break here, another 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll get a chance to catch up with Evan Corbin. Ever Lamb is our interview guest. Not sure why that just came out that way. Ever Lamb will be our guest here in between games. We will get a chance to hear from him as we conduct another player interview here today. And we'll hear from Ever when we come back. For those that are watching online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel presented by the Cow Creek Tribe, we will end the broadcast of our game going on right now. We'll get the second broadcast up and running here during the commercial break, and then we'll have the second broadcast going on with Ever Lamb's interview getting you started. If you're watching on 541radio.com, just wait a few seconds, refresh the page, and the second broadcast should be up and running here momentarily. And for anybody watching on YouTube, just go back to our main page, and then you'll be able to catch the broadcast there on our YouTube channel here in just a few moments. So that'll do it for Game 1. We'll have Game 2 coming up. Stick around. Ever Lamb coming up next here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey, could you just tell the